An accused killer comes face to face with his victim's family in court. William Hayes is accused of killing his girlfriend and her unborn baby in High Point yesterday. 21-year-old Tontoria York was 9 months pregnant. WFMY News 2's Adoria Chumba is live now at the Guilford County Courthouse, where Hayes answered to a judge this afternoon.
For now, William Hayes is facing 1 count of first-degree murder in the death of his pregnant girlfriend. Tontoria York, or rather the unborn baby, also died. William Hayes was brought in for his first court appearance just after 2 p.m. York's family members packed the Guilford courthouse, visibly distraught. Many of them had traveled from South Carolina. Now, Guilford County's Judge Foster read Hayes his rights and then charges which he faced.
You are charged with first-degree premeditated murder. That's a Class A felony that is punishable by death or life imprisonment without parole. I'm supposed to tell you that. I just did.
Police say Hayes killed York in their High Point apartment on Thursday and then called 911. Police also say Hayes was York's boyfriend. After the hearing, staff from the Guilford County Family Justice Center provided support and comfort to Tontoria's inconsolable family. Now, the judge says Hayes will get a court-appointed attorney. He is scheduled for a next court hearing on March the 8th and will remain in the Guilford County jailhouse.